Hello, everyone. Good morning. Uh, no, good afternoon from Melbourne. I thought about it and I said the wrong thing. I am Michelle Liz Smith. I'm from Stamping Flair. I'm based in Melbourne. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 different cards using a variety of products. Some that are on our last chance list, which goes on sale on the 9th of April, and some products that are up and coming, including some new colors. So, 4 projects for you, 4 cards, and with different techniques. I hope you stick around and uh, come share with me, and maybe you can craft along with me. Chat with me, please. Let me know where you're watching from, and introduce yourself if you're new as well. I'm really grateful for you taking the time to stop by and share your day with me, whether it be the afternoon or morning or evening, wherever you are. It's great to see you here. So the first card I wanted to share with you, I'm not going to show a sneak peek because I do have some samples, but um, may change it up a bit. It's using one of my uh, a stamp set that's retiring. It's not in a bundle at the moment because it's been around a while. It's the Quiet Meadow stamp set. I'm just going to use some images from that and couple of retiring items. That stamp set was one of my favorite. It is one of my favorites, and I love the dies too. And so I'm just going to turn the camera and turn the view around so you can have a look. Um, seems a bit. All right. So, and we're also going to be using Shamrock, which is a new color, and we'll be using this. Let me just get that out of our way. Um, this leaf collection stamp set. It's a background stamp, which is a new uh, stamp set in our which is in our upcoming um, 2024-25 annual catalog. So just bear with me while I get all my bits and pieces together. I think that's all I need. And the Quiet Meadow, what I loved about this is that little text, which is just distressed, and the dots. You can use dots all the time. I love my dots. And we're going to be using that little image. But the coordinating dies, like I'm using it today, they have standalone flowers and things which you can use like silhouette images. So that's really useful. I have used this to like got my value out of this set so much. Uh, so I've got done some preparation for this. I'm using a basic white card base, but I'm also going to be using this is Shamrock, and I do need some inks. That will be helpful. We're going to be using Old Olive and Oldie and a newbie, Shamrock. So first thing I'm going to do is ink this big stamp off. I haven't put the image on the back of it. I didn't bother. There is a sticker that goes on that back. Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining me. Great to see you here. This is just because I want to keep this nice and clean. I just use that as my scrap. So I'm inking up in Old Olive, and I know we're going to need the whole stamp, but I am inking the entire image. And for when you've got a large stamp like this, it's easier to ink up like this with its face up. Then I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber. Now our sponge daubers, you can see, oh, let me get a better one. That's seen better days. Because I've used them so much. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber and add some Shamrock to this a bit more so that it adds some variation. Now it is a like old olive is quite dark, so may not do heaps, but I will just add that in. You could use a blending brush as well. So you get 5 in a pack of these sponge daubers. If you would like a Stampin' Up catalog, just let me know. You can comment and I'll get in touch with you for the new one. Okay. So I have pre-cut these from the Scallop Contours dies. These are retiring. I have not checked whether they are still there, but I recommend you add this to your stash. This is one that is a real good one. It's got lots of like labels, frames type images, and it's also got a nice border, scallop border. What am I doing? I'm just using a clay block to press this in. You can use a tissue, but it just gives a bit more press here. Then you can clean it up. Oops, and drop it in. I'm going to go on the sides like with the blending brush. So whatever I've maybe missed on the side, I can just go over on with Shamrock. So I bring in my black brush. And just to add some shading. Yes, I didn't check what was available. Sometimes things sell out prior to the last chance sale. That's there are lots of items that are on sale, but if you want something, you can wait and just make sure. But if you really want something, I always say just get it. I'm going to risk losing, not getting something in case it sells out. That's all. All right, so we've got one piece done. The next piece I have die cut is deckled rectangle. And I'm going to be using Peach Pie. Now, Peach Pie is a new color. And I'll be using, I did not say this, the Artistically Ink stamp set. I've got stamp sets galore here. Let me find it. Did I take it out? I left, there was an order. There we are. Yeah, that's why it was upside down. So this stamp set, if you love it, it's worth it just for these images. I use them as background. Even if you don't want this as a flower, these are give you that full watercolor look without watercoloring. It's they're really good for that. This one's been around a while. So it is retiring. I didn't like this at the start, but then I kept using it and liked it. And I use these backgrounds a lot. So I'm inking up in Peach Pie. This is one of our new ink colors. I'm stepping off. I don't want a really very strong sort of color. And it's not a strong color, Peach Pie, but it's just that it's a fresh ink pad too. So I'm just adding some color down there. I'm going to use the Sentiment Best Wishes from this stamp set. So we're just keeping it in the same. And we'll just stamp that on the corner there. What are we all doing today? Doing any crafting? Housework? It's so varied, isn't it, on a Saturday? Grocery shopping. And we'll stamp that there. It's a bit on the side. I think it's probably because I what do you call stuck my sticker down a bit wonky, but that's all right. You just go with it. You won't be able to see. Then I'm gonna bring in these little dots, like it's little dots. Looks a bit like stars from far away, but I'm going to get a smaller block. Now this little block is retiring. I don't even know if it's still around, but it's going. It's handy for, there's a next size up, which will be still available. But it's really good for these tiny little things. I'm going to use Peach Pie in its in full strength and just add a few dots here and there. Just like that, 5 cents. So now I'm going to have that. This is kind of the layout, just so you get an idea. I'm going to have a piece of DSP, which is in Shamrock. That's the little 6x6 packs we have in all our color families. So this is the 2024-2026 in color pack. And I'll be adding that there. I'm going to emboss this piece with the Time Worn Type embossing folder, another one of my favorites. So this is a bit of a favorite class where I'm using things that are going that which I love. I mean, there's a lot, but I had to kind of narrow down. Time Worn Type was one of those embossing folders you could use, and kind of a subtle one. If you just want a little bit of texture without commotion. So bring in my Stampin' Color embossing machine, and now I'll be embossing. And this is just a 10 by 43 matte layer for your card or whatever matte size you like. You can make your margin a bit smaller. I've got a thick basic white cardstock for my base. So just try to pick up one word that I can see. It's pretty tricky to see that one. The words are distress, so I just try and pick one letter or one word that looks um, so you can work out which way it is up. And pushing that towards to the left. This one's going to go to the right. Sorry, towards the bottom, and this one will be there. Now I'm going to snap a sentiment, not a sentiment, an image, just this one from the flower. This has no dye, but we're just going to fussy cut it, and it's an easy fussy cut. And I'll say, you always say that, Rochelle. Yes, I do. No, but there's some that's trickier. And we'll just snap it in a memento. On white. Use this for my coloring. I'm going to use some Stampin' blends to color. I'll be using Peach Pie, Peach Pie, and I think a bit of daffodil. So we've got light peach pie, and this is dark peach pie, and this is light daffodil light. And maybe I'll bring in a bit if we can. We'll see. And the dark daffodil, we may put some shading in. We'll see. So just do it in your light peach pie. Basically following the lines. The image gives you hints as to where to put your shading, and I'll do my dark lines on those the lines there when I bring in my dark peach pie. I'm just now going with lines in the just pretty much filling in a lot of that space. Then we'll bring in our dark peach pie. Now I'm going to add a bit more shading towards the bottom. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, if you would like to subscribe to my channel so you can get notified any videos I post to YouTube, just click on the bell and send you any notifications even if you're subscribed. YouTube has changed a little bit, but it just helps me as well, just with communicating. I'm just going over with that dark peach light, and I'll bring in some dark daffodil delight. I always like to add a bit of it. It just warms it up a bit. And on that petal, adding a bit more darker color because it's gonna be covered in the shadow automatically. And now I'll bring in light, daffodil delight. just for the top bit. And mine's very faint. Possibly, oh, it's highly likely I need a new one, but mine's extra faint. But you don't need to fill in the whole thing. You can white space, and that's nice too. Now I've got here light pecan pie, and see where there's really dark bits are. I know I've stamped it in black, but I'm going over it with pecan pie. And I'm gonna go around this, just the edge with a dotted effect, just to show here that there's a bit more shadow. Please ask me any questions you have. If I can help you, happy to do so. And that's gonna bring out those front petals. And I'm just stippling some dots for the center, and I'll bring in dark daffodil delight again, just for that center. We'll plastic up that. You can leave a gap, or you can cut on the line. Totally, um, your creativity and what you like, how you like to present your project. And I vary. Most of the time, I leave a wide gap, but sometimes I don't. It just depends on what the project calls for. Creative license. If you live in Australia and you would like a catalog, get in touch with me. If you want to shop any of the product line, I've got the link below, or you can get in touch with me and I can place the order for you. Um, my any orders over 90, you get 2 tutorials bundles. There's over 50 tutorials. There's around 55 this month, which I'm in a tutorial group. Orders of 150 for the month, you get a free pack of embellishments, which are valued at $14 something, from me. So it's a bit of a bonus. Right, so I'm just giving it a bit of a with my fingers, just, and then I'll maybe go in with my phone folder. We'll be putting this round about here. All right, so we'll start assembling this card. New glue. And gluing. So I kept the same gap on the top and the left. I'm going to try and cover my smudginess there. I want it. Oh, I don't need to. The other piece will cover it up. So this paper comes, you get in the pack. So you'll get it in all our colors. That's just how Stampin' Up do it every year. We get the basic colors. So you got 4 designs to choose from. So now I will add some dimensionals on this piece. and prop it up. And I'll add a couple in the center. I go that way. Then just glue that, up that down. That looks crooked. I can see it. It's being pedantic. I'm normally not so pedantic. Okay. All right. Set that down. If you wanted to add more dimension, you can put that sentiment on label or something like that. These are new 2024, 2026 in colored. You get it in the 5 colors. We could go with either of these colors. So you could go with the Shy Shamrock or the Peach Pie. I think the Shy Shamrock might work better. These are Shimmer Gems. Okay, so that is done. Now, what I would probably do on the inside, and I'll just do it now, is that background, which we did before. And I'll do the same thing on the envelope. And you can cover the envelope with designer series paper as well. But sometimes I find stamping is, if you have many to make, your stamping is going to be quicker than cutting DSB and sticking it down and things like that. And instead, I'm not going to color this flower. I'm going to do it more like a line art image. And I think it automatically gets that colored look. And you could even do that for the front if you wanted to. And that's quite pretty. It gives that like the inside of a card, which normally is not so heavy on the decoration, but it still has that nice look. So I hope you've liked that one. That's our first card. And I'll leave that up while I'm getting myself my stamps cleaned up so I can have the blocks ready for the next one. Let me know what you think. If there's any of those tips you could use, or any of the stamp sets that you have or you would like, maybe get those images. And of course, you can do like things like dots and things. We all have dots hanging around somewhere. You can substitute whatever you have, whatever colors you have. You could use substitute the this Shamrock or say shaded spruce. If you don't have Shamrock at the moment, yeah, and at the moment it's on pre-order for demonstrators, and just you could use calypso coral or pumpkin pie for the orangey color. Okay, the next one we're going to be using the Earthen Textures bundle, and going to be doing a bit of a different colorway with that. I that particular suite I felt was I really liked the stamp set and everything. I just felt sometimes the colors could get a bit dark, and I wanted to make it more light and how do I say, where it lifts the mood a bit. So you know what? I got everything for this stick card. I'm doing it on a Misty Moonlight card base, and I didn't get my card base ready. Misty Moonlight, no, sorry, it's a bull card base, but we can do that. That's fine. It's funny. I always say that's what Rochelle's forgotten today. I'll plan and plan, and then I'll forget something. So, but it takes us a jiffy to get this ready. The Boohoo Blue is the in color from last year, which we'll be carrying over. So till next year. I really like this color. Okay. This is a fairly quickish card. I've done a lot of the die cutting, so it will be. If you want to get some more inspiration and things, and I do share a tutorial each week, please sign up for my newsletter. I share lots of ideas on there. The tutorial is exclusive to my subscribers, so I don't share that anywhere else. So only my newsletter subscribers get. So for this, I'm going to be stamping a background on just a matte layer of basic white with the drizzling droplets stamp set. Drizzling droplets is one that's available in our online exclusives range. So online exclusives, if you haven't heard of that, it is online as it says, but it's not in any of our catalogs. So you can view it only online. However, if you want to, you can order it through me. But so you don't have to order it online only. But we've got a large range online, so check it out. This is part of that collection. It comes out every 3 months, 3 times a year. We've got a new collection coming out on that part of the store. So Earthen Textures, it had matching dies, or some matching dies and some extra dies, which I have already die cut some things, and I need some ribbon. I'm just getting all my bits and pieces for this card. You really need an assistant when you do a class like this. So I'm going to be using this die, which I've already die cut, but I wanted to show it to you. It got a long stem. It looks a bit like a fan. And I die cut it out of Distress Gold. Now, the Distress Gold paper, I love it because it's not like an in-your-face kind of gold. It's really a soft gold, and it's soft paper. And it's white on the other side. It's just soft, just like regular paper. I only needed some, so I didn't cut the full length. But what we do, you cut those into those joins. I have done it without it as well. So but the idea is to cut between those joins, those links. And these are already scored when you die cut, and you fold along them. So we'll go through that and do that. I'm going to be doing some stamping. I'll get all that ready. And I'll be die cutting that. I've also pre-die cut one of the vases or the earthen vessels from the designer series paper itself. So this vase I'm going to be stamping in boho blue. Yes. And I'll be stamping the background in boho blue as well. Getting my boho blue ink here. Hang on. I probably should have just left my ink pads. They're right in front of me. I should have just left them in the place they always are because I had to pull them out. And okay, so boho blue, and we'll be using also Petunia Pop, which is one of the new in colors. What do you think? Do you like that one? That's a pretty color. So firstly, this one. Sometimes if I wanted the actual edge like that, I've fussy cut it around it instead of using this because this die actually tends to cut on the inside. It's not leaving that gap. But again, preference, what you like to happen. The other image, I'll do the background in a second. I'm going to use Petunia Pop, and we're going to stamp this image. This is one of my favorites. I used to use it all the time. And there's a die for that as well. That can be die cut as well. And the die for that is, and this particular die set has auxiliary dies as like for the leaves. You've got extras. So that's the die I used to cut the other vase. Like that one. Now let's do the background. So with background stamps, you don't have to use like the entire stamp. So find different, but this one's I am, but like with the leaf one, you don't have to. You can cut it down. I use sections. So that's how it is placed. Again, I'm putting it upwards, so face up. I use my book. I'm going to bump it down a little bit further because I want the image to go a bit further down, and I'm going to have something covering that top section. Just pressing it so the image gets through. And so that's how it turns out. Really just a subtle background. I haven't tried it in like silver and gold embossing, but I think it'll come up really nice with that. So I need to still play around with it a bit more. This is a chamois I'm just using. If you haven't seen it, sometimes I'm probably thinking, you probably know, but okay, so this is a 10 by 14.3 mat. I have a piece of designer series paper, which is going to cover the top of that. When I find my envelope, and this is this year's packs of paper. So it had hearts on one side, lines like this, and one sheet had wide stripes. And man, I'm trying to think what was on the other side. I'm sure it'll come to me. There was some another design, so 4 designs again, but they change it every year. And because I'm putting that there, that's why I push that down a bit. Trying to make sure this is the right length. It's just a basic mat, but I can see a bit of a gap at the top, because I've obviously placed a tiny bit crooked, but tiny bit can come off. It's better. Then now we'll do some die cutting. It's not much, just a little bit. All right. So we've just got this and that, the die cut. It's a bit crooked, isn't it? Okay, fix that. I'm just using washi to hold this together. I like to put one on either end because sometimes you put on one side and then it moves on the other. Now you will see how it's just on the inner. I use the die this time, but sometimes I want the vase a little bit bigger, so then that's when I pull fussy cut around it. get my die cutting machine. I think that Petunia Pop, it actually pops. It lifts those the colors when you put it against like the copper clay and things. Just all right. Now what this is the basic card, and then we'll look at what we're doing. So I'm still not happy with that because I was putting on a white card base. It will be so noticeable. Let's see. So what the plan is that and that. And then we'll put this under that and this under that. So with that in mind, I have brought in some Petunia Pop ribbon to go with it. And we'll just add it around this edge, just some double-sided tape. If you look for it in the store, it's called Terran tape. Just add a piece on either end, press it down because that helps with you getting that backing off. Sometimes others, when you take the backing off, the whole thing comes out. And then just turn your card over, attach it there, pull it over, attach it to the back. Got that. And then we can glue that. It's ready to go. So Earthen Textures is retiring. That's a bundle that's available. What we need to do is fold these in. So you just go along those lines that are for rough. It is fiddly, it's just small, but there's lines already. So it's just to give it texture. This is some of my favorite paper. It's so nice. I like that it's not like a strong gold. And it's just called Distressed. Now what I do is I'm going to add a piece of Terran tape there, just so we can attach this with a bit of ease, and I'm going to add it it there. Now for some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'll add one there. And I want that to just lay on that. And we'll put some dimensionals on this vase too, but I'm going to put it towards the left because then it's going to overlap on that. And as I said that, I did it on the right, didn't I? Got my lefts and rights mixed up. But that little bit to go under there. Hang on. Do you do that as an afterthought of things and go, oh, I had to put that there? Let's put that and tuck that in. And I think those colors go really, really well together. It was an unexpected color combination, and I was surprised that it went well together. I have punched out a Petunia Pop from the double oval punch. So this one's going. There's a lot of punches one. Doesn't mean I get any more space in my cupboard because I tend to keep all my punches. And I'm stamping a sentiment from just from the go-to greeting stamp set, which is also going. And I'm letting you know because so you know what is available and what may not be available. But I'm just using the Just a Note. This one, lots of just different sizes in the font, so that's where it's a bit handy. At the moment, I'm operating partially from a box, not from a cupboard, because I've got my things that are retiring in boxes because I unpacked everything, and so yeah, the new things in the cupboard, and I'm rummaging when I have to create at the moment. A bit of this and a bit of that. Let's flip that, like that. That is better. Sorry, that's Pecan Pie I'm using because of I kind of picked up on that's copper clay, but I wanted a bit soft. I think Pecan Pie was it may be copper clay. Either one would go. I just preferred Pecan Pie, so I went with it. And we'll glue that together. Those dimensional backings. Yeah. they're rogue. Okay, now put this here so it balances out against sort of I'm going to put a ball there, so you've got a Petunia Pop there and a bit of something here. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals, and because this side's already lifted, I'm going to add a second dimensional. So we have 2 on this side, so it is not lopsided. Kind of sits better like that. Right. And now for a bow. My chamois looks disgusting, but it does the job. So here we have, go back. This is a nice vibrant color. Take a glue dot and just add 1 under here. You can always add a second one under here. If you feel it is kind of moving, just lift that base which we added earlier, and just put 1 under there as well, so it's not all floppy. And that would be fine. And okay. For the background, not for the background, for the inside, let's put some gems on, or embellishments. These are pastel back adhesives, so these are retiring, but they've been here a while. They were part of, I think, a Valentine's suite once. And this is one of those ones I didn't use at the start, and then I liked it. This the gold is a bit matchy with this, so I like it. And the small and the larger ones. Okay, so I think I need to move this. So this could be like the Just a Note card is good to have on hand, I think, because like it could be a birthday, a belated birthday, thinking of you, get well. Always handy to have Just a Note cards. I miss you. But, it's sort of all encompassing, I feel. So, I shouldn't have cleaned that background stand. Sometimes. Let's put it back on. And I'm thinking let's go from the bottom. Right. This could go very wrong, but let's go from the bottom. Yeah. Nice and simple. Can even put that DSP from the in color pack, which I used earlier. In this case, Oh, yeah. Because it's not a regular pattern, it's okay because it'll work. If you have to, it's a bit all over the place. So yeah, we can kind of, and yeah, I messed that up, but that's okay. All good. And blend some ink and it'll be fine. All right, so that's our second card done. What are your thoughts? Do you like that color combination? Let me know. Do you like that background stamp drizzling droplets? I like the fresh colors of that in with the earthen texture stamp set instead of it's nice to do something different sometimes instead of the earthy colors, and that's what I kind of where my head was at with that one. All right, they're going good, guys. Next is I have to keep my cards in order so I can show it to you again at the end. I've got a little bit of a one where we can use like creating panels. I thought it would be nice to do something with a bit of panels. So this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to be using the Botanical Layers stamp set, which is a leafy stamp set. This one I actually got during celebration when it was being given free with a $90 order, and I didn't have it, so I've only had this probably a couple of months, if that. It's a great stamp set, and even better that I got it free. I'm gonna put these two little stamps away. Yeah, so there are no dies. It's just a standalone. I like that particular image, and we're going to be using that today. So um, just the stamping backgrounds with this one. So it's a bit of a background kind of class. My focus was on doing something like that. And the colors I'm going to be using are a bit bright for me, but I ventured because I wanted to use one of my ink colors that are going and give it a bit of a hurrah before it leaves. Sweet Sorbet, Crushed Curry, and Asia Afternoon. So that's my color palette for this card. And it was just a nice combination of the colors. And I do tone it down, but I wanted to show you this nice little way to stamp your background images. So the first stamp set, the first stamp we'll be using is this leaf. I'll get my stamps mounted and then we can start creating our background. That one. Oh, and I've also got a leaf from another one of my favorites. And I don't think I ever used this little leaf. It's a teeny weeny one, but I've used this to full valley, this stamp set, and the dies. This one has the hybrid embossing folder with the 3 rings. So that comes with so we've got 3 lots. So we'll start off with this, and we're going to stamp it in crushed curry. So this piece of cardstock is 8 by 10 centimeters. Hi, Annika. Great to see you virtually. Is it Friday night in the Netherlands? I'm going to be stamping the crushed curry leaf. So I'm coming in from either end. And then I'm kind of just joining a few bits here and there. Good. We can always come back and add. So it's not done if it's fixable, not that it's bad, but if you wanted to add a bit more stamping, you can. We'll bring in sweet sorbet. Oh, it's only Saturday morning. Wow. Oh, good morning. I'm just going to go over. So I've started with the biggest image first, and then the softer images sit over. It's got like a baby's breath feel to this particular image. The little red bits. And then we've got a little leaf, which is from the Ring with Nature. And we'll stamp this. I'm just going to stamp it in pairs. So it doesn't look like it's just sitting in the middle of nowhere. And again, it doesn't matter that it's over. And this is with Asia Afternoon. Just adds that little bit of pop of blue. I'm venturing out of my softer colors. And then I'll just do some random ones just to give it a bit of just balance out the color. And then I'll go on there. All right. So we've done stamping. I'll bring in my trimmer. So my measurements are in centimeters. So you've got your 8, and then this is by 10. So on the 8 side, you're going to cut 2 pieces. So 3, 3, and 2. So 3 and 3. So 3, 6, and 2. So 2 3-centimeter pieces, and you'll have a 2-centimeter piece. So I'm going to go, and it doesn't matter whether you want to do 3, 2, and 3, or 3, 3, and 2. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you've got 2 at the same. And if you wanted to do this at home and you want to adjust your measurements, so basically 2 pieces are the same and 1 is a bit thinner. Then we're going to cut these down by 1.5. So instead of being 10 centimeters, they're going to be 8.5 centimeters. And I like that little sweet for baby, so I'm going to trim the other side. I'm going to trim it down by 1.5. And I don't need this bit, so I can chuck that out. And I did it in the one big piece because it was just easier to stamp a full piece than bits and pieces. So now you have two wider and shorter pieces and one longer piece. So basically, oops, like this, right? So we're having a little bit of a layout there. What I have done is cut some matte layers for these pieces. So we, no, that's not it. Where is my other one? It's decided to disappear. Hang on. You get all kinds of things in here. So we'll first do this at least. I've got them. It'll turn up. So this one I've sort of done, and I might even make this a bit smaller because I want a narrower, bit of a narrower border. So this is 3.4. I might even go 3.3. And really eyeball it. It's like normally I give measurements in inches, but it's a bit tricky because it's very, very small. Very, very tiny. Adjustments because normally I go like in 0.5 out. So you're just basic matte layers. Okay, we've got that. Something a little bit slimmer. I'm going to stick them down before I lose those pieces. Ah, yeah, it went across my desk. And by bringing in like the Asia afternoon, it's tying in that it's not making it so busy and hectic, but you've still got some nice pattern going on. You could do a whole sheet like this. That's I might trim this one down because my matte layer seems a bit wide. And again, just work it out for again. I just didn't want to recut, that's all. So just don't stress. You can do this with bits and pieces, you know. You can see I'm just winging it. Just want to slip out. Sometimes I do it with a scalpel because I find it easier. Yeah. Okay, that just gives me a bit more gap. All right. So this one was pretty much 2.4 by 10.4, but you can go 2.3. That's just going to give you a little less gap. It is close. I'm going to cut that again. I'm not happy with that. Give me a second. I want a bit more margin. 2.4, go even 2.3, 10.4. should do. Hopefully. I think I'll just cut this a bit too small. There we go. That's my problem. Yeah, this is a little bit wide. Sorry, guys. It's okay. We're just crafting. Things happen. It's Saturday afternoon. I had to clean my trimmer anyway, so this is a good excuse. I've got glue on it now. Right, that's better. Should be better. There we go. All right, we're rocking and rolling now. Here we are. So now I've got a basic white mat. This is sort of just, which I'm going to mat like that. This is how I planned it, and I've got a crumb cake base. So sometimes what I do is if I find that it's a brighter, oh, that's okay, Inka. Thanks for stopping by. If I find that the colors are a bit bright, I always try to put a neutral at the base or somewhere along the line so that it's it tends to ground it and just make it a bit not so maybe busy, but it doesn't matter. It's whatever you like. It's just this is my preference, and I'm more sort of a subtles, neutrals girl. So for me, this was like a very strong color palette, and I like to mute it a little bit by putting a neutral in there, and that's just how I work out, make it more towards my style. And you could put if you like a more brighter palette, you could even this would go well with a sweet sorbet base. It would go well with a crushed curry base, and that's the good thing with uh, different taste and what we like. We can just mix it up a bit. So what I've got here is a piece of crushed curry designer series paper, and I am going to bump that right down here because I've got this here. This is from the Delightfully Eclectic pack, which is a big pack in the annual catalog. And all right, I'm setting this up so that we can work out where we want this DSP to sit, and if I have excess, I can trim it off at the base. So this might just a little bit long, and then I can take it off. So it's just a smidgen over, which we can do after. Now I've got this piece. This is the white core cardstock. So this is Asia afternoon, but when you rip it, so rip it towards you, it'll show that white core through. So it's got 5 colors. This is retiring, but like it's got 5 sheets in it, but it'll last you ages because you generally don't use a whole sheet on one piece, on one project. You just use sections. And I did that, flipped it and went that way, right? I need a bigger piece. Where is my cardstock? I must have been sleeping when I cut this. No, it was this. It's all right. Here we go. You know how you sometimes plan things and you go, okay, right. So this is it. So this is how it comes. It's a 12 by 12. I was meant to. I've got all my specialty mixed up. This is what happens. So let's do it again. It's alright. We can do it. And I'll make it the right size. It's extra. And I can save the other bit. Better to go extra. And I don't need such a wide piece, so I can save that bottom bit. I'll save this bit for another time. Best laid plans, guys. Best laid plans. Okay. I'll just trim that down. Yeah, so whichever way you want it to show, just flip it towards you and then if I say. And I want a bit more a variation in the height, so I'll just do that. All right, wonderful. We're ready to go. Just put a bit there. So that's the cardstock size I've got there. And it's a good way, just use your scraps you've got. I mean, you don't have to have one exact. All right, now we can stick these pieces down, which we had assembled earlier. And you can measure or eyeball it, whatever works for you is fine. I kind of just set the middle one and then just balanced out the other side. And move that to the center. And the reason I shifted that was I felt there's a lot of glue on this side, so I wanted maybe a little more leaves on that side. And center these. I'm quite liking these colors together, even though it's not my regular. It's good to branch out, like it's not like I'm branching out majorly, but sometimes try new things. Try something I don't necessarily would try normally. And then match that on the other side. All right, so next is I've got some linen thread, and this is why I had done the linen thread on my sample, and that's why I chose the crumb cake base, because I did the linen thread with my theory of falling it down. I did have some sweet sorbet metallic, and I tossed up with using it and ribbon, the metallic ribbon. I thought, no, that's just too heavy. And okay, so again, I'm adding some tear and tape there. I will have a product list for you later on or this evening or tonight. I will put for each card what you need, and I will have it up. The only thing it won't have, I will put a list with the new product, but you can't purchase it at the moment unless if you want to, you can add it to a starter kit, which is $169, and you can select $235 of product. And if you wanted to, like new products, you can add into a starter kit. So I will put the names down, but I will put maybe new beside it so you are aware that that's not in the shop at the moment. But so it helps you with your ordering and things to know what each product is. So I'm doubling this thread up so I get a bit more a nice look. I tend to double. I don't think I've ever done a single link. I don't know why. I always do a double with a linen thread. Just me. And I am going to add a bit of tape on this side and add a bit on the other side just to make sure it stays put and does not move. All right, now we can stick this on that. That's good. All right. I picked a sentiment from the botanical layer, so it's got a few sentiments. So it's a good set. It's if you wanted to like have a few things in it, then it's got your images and your sentiments. Because sometimes I know we like sets that give you both the sentiments and images. Sorry, I'm just knocking into things. It gives you a bit more versatility. I know that myself because sometimes I buy things like that. We want, and other times we just want images. But if you have sentiments, you can do a bit more. Ooh. I've die cut through different sizes of the nested essentials. So this is from Asia Afternoon, and this is from Crumb Cake. So the nested essentials has 3 different shapes and in different sizes. So one is like a long sort of a two triangles put together. That's the best way I can explain because I don't know what the technical name for that shape is. It's like a diamond. Then the other one is a banner. So you've got a few different sizes too, and then you've got this one. So I did the thinking of you. And of course you can substitute with whatever sentiment you want. I tend to do different sentiments because I know it's always try to do birthday, and thinking of you is good again for if you're missing someone, but it's also good for like condolence, bereavement. I know we don't like making those sort of cards, but ooh. Like my trimmer just tipped and I just got such a shock. Hang on, I'll cut that again. I did that wonky. And this is why sometimes, not sometimes, I do like doing my sentiment and then die cutting if I can help it. That's all right. We can die cut again with the nested essentials dies. I don't keep my dies great. I just chuck them in and use them. But one thing I do is label them and put the number of dies so I can count them. All right, just like this one. And we can fix that. Oh, good. On a Wednesday night, I have a Facebook Live, so if you're enjoying, if you don't follow me on Facebook, you can hop on. I do upload it to YouTube as well, but that's on a Wednesday night, 7:30. All right, so let's stick that together. So that's sweet sorbet on crumb cake cardstock. I just thought I'll tie in that with the sweet sorbet. I've not added any like die cuts or anything like that, but if you wanted to step this up, and if I was making a bit more of an elaborate card, I would perhaps, this is just another option, you could add some leaves. I would probably fussy cut that leaf and add it on the side, or you could die cut some leaves, maybe from the Gorgeously Made dies, add it in the same colors, or even some metallics like copper or something on the side to vamp that up a bit. So that's just another option. If you feel okay, this is a bit not much on it, there's ways to step it up and there's ways to step this down. So if you wanted to just step this down, you could get rid of, just do 3 panels. Don't have all that, just extend those panels and have the sentiment in the middle. That'll keep it nice and simple and not have too much going on. All right, so now for oh, I put my twine away. Did I? No. What did I do with it? Am I looking at it? Never mind, we'll stick it down. We'll stick her down first and then I think I put it away. Yes, I put it away and we haven't finished with it. Linen thread, I don't know how many rolls I've gone through. Oh my goodness. Never enough of that. So I'm going to tie a bow here. So again, get 2, like have 2 lengths of it. Approximately, I always have extra. You could do 30 centimeters. So it's a double of that. So 60, have more than less. And just cut it in half and then tie it together and tie a bow. Okay. Then I don't want it too big. I just love how this just loops together. Glue dot. Okay, and then we'll just trim this to match. Because obviously one side I had one was I didn't get the same size. One was a bit longer than the other. That's all right. So To finish off, I've got this 2022, 2024 in color palettes. So mine are running out, and I wanted to use it, and I thought, oh, might as well, because I want to be able to use it much longer. So one here, one here, and one here. All right, so just you've got a triangle shape. We can continue the stamping on the inside of the card, just with this. It's easy enough to do, and you can add, if you wanted to, you can add this ish afternoon and a white panel. I'm just going to stamp directly because you can write on Cajun cake, well, crumb cake. It's not a dark color. It's light enough. It's it's light enough to write on. It's not going to be tricky. All right. Right. This is a new ink pad. It's juicy. Bring in my sweet sorbet, and I'm not going to I don't think I'll add the Asia afternoon one, only because it's sort of, and I'm going to try and cover my mess up there. All right, so nice and easy, some simple stamping there, just makes it quick for you when you have something, a quick card to make. I hope you like that one. That's card number 3. Get rid of these inks. They're taking over my desk. And the last card, we're going to use another one of my favorite Perched in a Tree stamp set. That little bird has worked very hard for me while it has been here. It's worked overtime for me. So it's a good little bird. And I've watercolored it. I've colored it with watercolor pencils, ink, stamping blends, everything. And so I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to be using the dies as well today. So or something a little bit different as well. I'm going to put my little leaf away. Ring with Nature has so many stamp sets. I do count my stamps when I finish. Only because there have been times I look at it, they're not there. All right, so we've done that. Last card, guys. It's been good. It's fun. I hope you found it fun. Okay, let me give you a sneak peek because I'm nice like that sometimes. All right. Okay. So now we have got our aspen die. So this is when this is how old this stamp set is. It was prior to the sets being named all the same. So they're all the different names. We have this is the Perched in a Tree stamp set. Okay, so first thing I might do is stamp our little bird. And this one's got a few little techniques I'm going to share with you. So I hope you find it fun and useful. I'm going to stamp a bird in early espresso. My envelopes, I've got bits and pieces in it. Where's my stamping piece? Okay, let me delve into the scrap bin. Do you have a scrap bin? That should be fine for our bird. Oh, that is a bit of a big one. He might have to breathe in if I use that piece of paper. I'm trying not to cut into a piece of big cardstock, but that's okay. I'll do one. I got a very big piece of cardstock. Then I can cut it out. So for the stamping blends, this is where my card started. I started with the bird, and it generally has all started with this bird. Whenever I create with it, it's all about the bird. And I started thinking, oh, I want to color it in some sort of a pink. So I'm pulling out this new in color, which is Pretty in Pink. And I'm going with some bubble bath. And I've also used some peach pie. And I'll be doing some other coloring as well. So we'll start. Use handy if you have a book or something under, or a stack of papers under. I'm starting with the dark Pretty in Pink. So this is a new color. And I'm going to add, I'm just with the thinner side, so you can tell it's the thinner side there and the brush side there. And just following basically the lines. Then I'm going to follow on with the light Pretty in Pink and just curving it in. It's easy, you've just got to follow what's there already. Now I'm going to bring in the dark peach pie. Let me just see. See that better. And because I feel that this would be more a bit darker in color towards the bottom. And I'll go with light eye. And I'm not going to as bright to the base. I am dragging it in. Now for some blending, I'll use my light. This is light bubble bath. And I will be going over that peach pie to make it blend for its face. I'm just adding that in there. This is light bubble bath. I'm going over this for some, it merges those colors, blends it better as you go over. I'll bring in light peach pie for the beak. And the dark under here. I'm gonna add a bit of depth with my bubble bath. Back with my light, pretty in pink. So there, that's gonna have a bit more shadow under there. And I'm going over that peach pie there. The bird from before, maybe a little bit different. It's just that whenever I blend, it's just sometimes different. Never quite turns out the same. Now I'm going to bring in my blending brush. And I want to get, I need peach pie. Let me find it. I used it before, so I'll just, yeah. All right. So this is a quick way if you want to add some colors. If you don't want to blend at all, you can do this. But I just wanted a light haze of color instead of adding this strength of the blends. I'm doing some additional coloring with a blending brush. And it takes away that stark white in a quick way. So I'm taking off much of that color or onto my scrap paper, and very lightly I'm adding this color mainly on this part. And then I'll just go over slightly on the body part. So then you'll see I've automatically just added that color. You've got some nice highlights with your Stampin' blend, but then you added some just light shading with a blending brush. We've got a die for that bird, which we will use to die that. Can see a bit of I probably want a little more pink, I think, on this, but it goes with my color palette, which I'll be using later. And I'm just going in with dark bubble bath, just adding a bit more depth there. That is quite a quick coloring for me. And that's what you can, whatever you prefer. If you can even just leave it. This bird is quite a nice looking one, so you don't have to do much. I'll color his feet after. I forgot about it. I did forget about it, but I will do it once I die cut it. And it may even get covered up with the sentiment, so we may not need to. Leave that aside because I want to do a few things. The next piece I've got is a basic white, just a matte layer. We're not going to use the whole thing, but it does help us when we're cutting this big die. So this comes in the aspen dies, which is part of this whole thing. Now, I like that tree background, but I'm not particularly fond of that egg look. It just looks, for me, like an Easter egg. So, I don't know, but you can, I want to show you that just because it comes like this, you don't need to use it in that manner. If you want to use it, that's fine, but there's other ways to use it. Like, it would look great with a bunny in front of it for Easter. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Good idea for next time. But so I'm just centering it, and I'm only going to use part of it. But having the full thing will help me with placing it. So I'll just run it through a couple of times. They're big pieces, but there's a lot of it, so I thought it'd just help. And we might do our bird now. And okay. The next thing I've got, and I'm going to do it while I've got the machine out. And so that's our little bird. How cute is he? I don't know why I say it's a he. Oh, I've always called it a he. I've got a piece of early espresso, so just a square, and I am going to die cut a deckled circle out of it. So this one is, I'll tell you the size because this, if you haven't got those deckled circles, I didn't get them for ages, and I got them. There's a ton of them in there. There's lots. How many? There's 14 circles, and one of them is massive. Look at the size of them. They're big. So this one is the 7.5 centimeters, the 3-inch one across. My cardstock earliest was 9 centimeters square. So I'm going to place this in the center. And I'm creating an aperture. And I will just make sure that that doesn't move. Well, that's not the center, is it? It's the center on one side, but not the other. Here we are. But we can make it work if it doesn't, it's not the center. Crafters. adapt. All right, so we have to keep that circle for something else. We don't need that for this. And so what I'm wanting to do, I will clean these little bits out, but basically we're going to create this. So that comes through. And then you want, no, it looked like an Easter egg. And you can do it on a rectangle. You can create a rectangular shape even. So I'm going to stick this up there, and it's going to give me, I need sort of something to glue it on. So have some space. That's this I said was 9 centimeters. Let me double check. 9. So really I need something like 8.5 or something a little bit. Your white piece has to be a touch smaller so it sits inside here. Okay. So let's cut this down. So ideally, I'm just going to trim the edges of this, but I'm still going to keep pretty much attached. If you cut too much, it falls. Some of it falls apart, which and it's happened to me, and it doesn't matter. You can just add it on. It's no big deal. So pick whatever side you want. I kind of like that one. I'm going to trim that right to the end. I'm going to go 8.5, maybe a touch more. And yeah, this one's tricky. You just have to sort of give it, and then I know where it is, and I am going to. So if you had both sides like half and half, then it's all going to fall apart. So you do need like a bit of that margin to hold on to it. And that's why I left that. So it's just easiest way is to glue this. Just put a bit of glue on the top and just at the bottom for the moment, and then I can. It's sort of a temporary solution, and then we'll go ahead and adjust. We're kind of doing something it wasn't really designed for. I'll trim that down. Trim with your scissor towards the inside on the white, so it's not going to leave any sort of white bits. All right, so we've got our little aperture there. Now what I want to do is keep my bird, it's getting lost. Do some ink blending on this piece. Now don't worry, because it's early espresso, it won't be seen on the early espresso itself. I did it like this because it's a bit harder. You could have implanted the whole piece of your masking. So if you choose a lighter piece of cardstock, maybe implant the whole die cut before you stick it on and cut it. Because once you cut it, it's a little bit harder to implant. So we'll do some peach pie. But on doing it on this early espresso, you can't see it. And again, I kind of went with a different color palette because normally the trees and this wintry scene in the browns, and I just wanted something different. I'm going to do a bit of parakeet party at the bottom. So, and a bit more vibrant. And so far, that's what we've got. Then I've got a piece that's going to go on the back of this, which is a basic white piece. And that's going to act like the sky. And we're going to blend Pool Party on it. Not Pool Party, Palmy Blue. Basically, I want sort of a darker shade up the top, so and a lighter down the bottom. But when I want it visible behind those trees. And I'll place it and see how that is. It's giving you a bit of color, and I'll add a bit more. All right. Yeah, that's looking good. So this piece, I'll give you the measurement for that white piece at the back. And it's just use what you've got, like a smaller piece. It's just something a bit smaller. That's all you need. And that's what I've done. So it's 7.5 by 8.5, but you can go even a 7.5 or 7.5, whatever. It's just the scrap bit I had. I'm just going to glue that. Right, so now we've got like a little image there. She's kind of cute. I need to make a little branch now for our bird to sit on. So we'll stamp that. I'm going to stamp the branch in Mossy Meadow. Thought I'll bring it green instead of doing it in early espresso. You can stamp it in early espresso if you want. That's fine. So just that branch. And another reason I like this stamp set, it's got those, I spoke about dots earlier. It's got that nice smudgy background kind of image, and it's got those dots. Oh, dots are amazing. Okay, so Mossy Meadow. And I will color that with got pecan pie, like pecan pie, but I'm also going to use parakeet party. So we'll bring in that again. And yeah, it's not your regular branch, but it is my creative branch. It's going a bit more brighter tone. I used the dark and I meant to use the light. That's okay. Extend it out so that when you do die cut it, you've got a bit extra. It's not stark white. Add some extra green. This is the dark parakeet. And just a bit in circular motion. And then I'm adding a small line at the bottom in pecan pie. Just following sort of that lines of the tree trunk. Now I'm going to go back with my light parakeet and just blend that in. This one gives a bit more aged look. So we can die cut that. This guy's have got 2 autumn leaves as well. So it's like a stamp, like it's just got the add-on dies, which is good. I've used those a lot as well. So I think I've used all the images really well. You know how you have stamps that sometimes you go, oh, I really didn't use that much. Like but I feel good that I use this one a lot. I'll stamp the sentiment and with that I cut that as well, so we have that ready to go. I use go to greetings on that one. Was it go to greetings? Yes, I did. Which was the happy birthday. We've got to have a happy birthday somewhere in our class. Must have one, at least one. And the espresso. And I'm stamping on peach pie cardstock. I'm going to use the stylish shape, guys. Just there's a banner in there that I wanted to use on this. Which fits perfectly for it. Stylish shape. If you haven't got it, it's got circles, it's got squares, it's got that nice stitched kind of edging. It's got a few different sizes as well. It's been around a while. I you know how you sometimes try to gauge what might go, and I was hoping these won't go. I just thought, oh, I wonder whether they'll go. Glad they didn't. Sometimes you've got staples in your staple crafting supplies. This is one of them. And that's that one, and we'll cut our branch out as well. Has he moved? And he hasn't moved. Oh, he has attached. I'll adjust. All right, so we're ready to assemble. We've got all our pieces ready, stamping done. I've got a pick and pie card base, and I've also got a piece of a new DSP, the designer series paper, which is part of the Country Woods designer series paper. It's a 12 by 12, and I've just taken one sheet of that and cut that out. It's a mega sweet, that Country Woods, so nice pack there. So you get 2 packs of designer series paper in that sweet. There's Country Woods and Country Lace. It has all sorts of wood textures in it. So you're going to stick that straight down. That's going to go like that. I'm not even going to put that on dimensionals because it's got a few bits of cardstock, and that's pretty much making it stick up. So I won't add extra dimension on it. There was, yes, a piece of DSP, which this is from the Nature Sweetness Designer Series paper, which I am going to add under, and I thought it would tie in that pick and pie a little bit better from the base and bring it in. And also bring some a gap between that between this early espresso and the base here. Right. Okay, so then I have got a piece of some ribbon. This is it's a polka dot ribbon. That's what it's called. So as you see, we're going to just add a piece across, and I will add a piece of tape. I am going to stick it right across. And just layer it like that. I might give that a bit more emphasis on the angle there. Next, we will put branch, and I'm just going to glue that. Because I could have added dimensionals, and I thought, oh, it's the bird's going to stick on dimensionals. Just got the ribbon and things quite heavy. So just have it like that. We'll push it up a bit. It's okay. How do you think that bird goes with all the? It's got a touch of pink, and it just kind of balances out. I'm going to color those legs just in case they don't get covered up. Just in case. Pecan pie. It probably will, but if you don't cover it, it probably won't. If you don't color it, I should say, it guaranteed it won't get covered up. All right, he's done. Where's my sentiment? Okay. Sentiment's going to sit here, and I have got the absolute last of my elegant trim, which is retiring. Once time you get a pack of silver and gold, it comes in together. So let me tearfully bid it goodbye while I do it. So let's add a piece of tear and tape on the back. Okay. And we'll do a loop instead of a bow. You can do a bow as well. I thought a loop is nice. For something a little bit different, and I'm sorry my phone is moving. All right. So all I do for this is just loop it once, say, and then form another one just a little bit bigger while I'm holding it between my fingers here, and then a third one. And this is, you can, this can be manipulated well. It sounds like a bad word, but it's a good word in this case. It can be adjusted well. So it's easier to jig how you like. So I'm going to place it on my tear and tape, and then I can always, I can feel that last one just unraveling. So my first two are good, and then I just go back and I can, the first two were good, they're not anymore. Never mind. That's all right. It's worth it. It's worth it. A bit of patience. And so maybe do the first two around up there. It's just got excess there. Do two around two fingers and then one around the other. That helps too. Okay. Okay. That's good. It's very organic and it just doesn't, it just goes in whatever way it wants to. And that's what's nice about it. Yeah, that one I need to put, I forgot to put a tape on that. Tape or dimensionals. I was going to embellishments, dimensional. Let's do that on the back. So secure it once you got it. All right. Then, so that's fine. I was just trying to take that kink out of that one. But it doesn't matter. It's good. All right. So then you just put the tell you what. There we go. And I'm going to add a dimensional there. And make sure you stick it on that. It just helps. All right. Just keep moving it and it will adjust. All right. So there we go. That one. Did I pull that one off? No, I didn't. Okay. These are little done. Or might even cut that down a bit. Oh no, it stuck, but it looks okay. What do you reckon? It's all right. For the inside of the card, I would probably put some of that DSP. I'll just put it away, but I would stick some of Designer Series paper on the inside just to match up that wood look. So let's bring back our four cards, I should say. And we'll just do a recap of what we made. Hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know what you liked most. Which one caught your interest? So the first one we did was this one with the Quiet Meadow stamp set and the new leaf background stamp. Then we did the Earthen Textures one with the Petunia Pop color. Then we did background stamping with the botanical layers. And then we had this one with the Perched in a Tree stamp set. So very varied cards and different colors, different occasions. I hope you have enjoyed that. I will have a shopping list up for you so you can see what you like. If I can be of assistance to help you make that order, please get in touch with me in Australia. I do have PDF tutorials as well available on my website, so please hop on to stampingflair.com. I look forward to catching up with you again. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I appreciate it and I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.